Hello everyone and welcome back to Sus 7. In this video I am going to show you the gameplay of Cyberpunk on Lenovo Legion 5i. So without any further ado, let's begin. Okay, so let's go to the settings. Here you can see it's 1.5 version, which is the latest version of this game right now, and this game comes with some additional contents which are the DLCs. And so now let's go to settings. Right now we are at low preset, and this game comes with 4 different preset: low, medium, high and ultra, and we will see each and every one. And the fidelity FX is turned off, and over here you can see the crowd density is set to high, and in video settings you can see this is at full screen, VSync is turned off, and at 1080 resolution. So this video settings will remain the same during the course of video, along with this crowd settings, which will be set to high at all the time. Only the graphical preset will be changed. So now let's see the FPS. So here you can see at low graphic preset we are hovering above 50 FPS most of the time, and our VRAM utilization is about 2.5 GB. And have a look at the CPU temperature. The CPU temperature is hovering above 85 degrees Celsius all the time, and do consider my room temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. So yes, summer has started in India, and sometimes it's going above 92 degrees Celsius right now. Just it will go for just for a few seconds and come back to 85, 87. It's because after the update the game has increased CPU utilization. You can see the game is using almost 60 to 75% of the CPU most of the time, and because of that there is some hike in the CPU temperature along with the CPU power, which is this CPU power TDP is 45, but sometime for a few seconds it will go up to 48 or 52, and because of that there is a sudden spike in the temperature. But a few things I would like to say about this game is like, again still it's not the same. As you can see right now the graphics were loading, and because of that the FPS decreased a lot and reached to mid 40s and or in low 40s. Again, if you want to enjoy this game with a good graphics and at a quite reasonable gameplay FPS, which is going to be around 45 to 60, low graphic preset is for the 1650 Ti owner. RAM utilization has also increased a lot, because even at low graphic preset utilization of RAM is about 10 GB. So I think like this is enough. Now let's switch the settings and see what are the FPS which will be received. Okay, so now we are at medium preset, and let's stay for a second to load the graphics. And you can see before that before this switching our FPS was above 50-55, and right now it's above 41, hovering above 40 most of the time. So even if you want to play this game at 40 FPS, it's quite a smooth gameplay. And during some action or like crashing the car or shooting, your FPS might dip to high 30s at medium graphical set. Again, graphically right now we are at a very graphically intensive place, and because of that the FPS are low. If we go to an open area, the FPS we will receive will be much more than this. again the VRAM utilization is not much more. Like right now we are utilizing around 2.6 GB. I am somehow surprised, like because the VRAM utilization is still low, and the FPS are receiving VI which are still low. I don't know why. Here you can see right now we are in an open desert area, and the FPS has increased. Like it is going around 50. And coming back to the city, the FPS, there is a FPS drop to 40s. But one thing is for sure, they have improved the graphic quality a lot. Just look at this. This is just a GTX graphic card, and see the shadow and lighting, the reflections in water. I think this game is quite playable. If anyone of you who has not played the game yet, you can play this. If you want a smoothest gameplay, you can play it at low graphic preset. And if you are quite, if you find this 40 or 35 FPS quite playable, you can play it at medium graphic preset. Just sacrificing few FPS, you can have a better graphic quality. And in these types of game it doesn't matter, like 30 fps is quite sufficient to play this game. Okay, so now let's just switch the graphic preset. Okay, so the FPS has not decreased significantly, but the animation is quite, you can see, blurry. Even though the FPS are about 30 FPS, but the animation looks quite slow, I would say, and not as easy as it was in medium graphic preset. Although the graphical quality has improved, you can see the shadows are quite sharper, and the distance is quite good, draw distance. The physics of this game has improved a lot, because I have played the early version of this game and it was like a cartoon. Like if I stuck my vehicle like this, the vehicle in front of it would just fly over it. I don't think any one of you would enjoy this game at high graphic preset. even though that it's showing 30 fps, but the animations are quite slow and blurry. So if you want to play this game at high graphic preset, what you can do is just change the graphic settings, and turn on the fidelity FX. Set the fidelity FX to ultra quality, which will maintain your graphic quality as well as give you a boost in your FPS, but don't expect a lot. Here you can see 10 FPS boost which we are receiving, and also maintaining a good graphic quality. But of course as you can see, let me get out of the car. As you can see at the distance, at the leaves of the tree, it's more blurry or pixelated. That's why I don't like so fidelity FX. It doesn't work well until and unless you are playing it on the 4K. So now let's change the graphic setting, and I will just turn off this fidelity FX. And now let's go to our last graphic preset, which will be ultra. And here it is. You can see, although it's showing 20 fps, but the animations are quite slower, and you would definitely not enjoy playing this game at ultra graphic settings. Let's see the movement of the car. Even in an open area like this, which is not a city center or surrounded by building, but some environment, this game is not playable with 1650 Ti at ultra. I mean, of course you can play, but you won't enjoy as much as you would enjoy while playing it at medium or at low graphic preset. So now let's change the graphic setting to the last, and which would be turning on the fidelity FX and keep it at ultra quality. So you can see the animation are quite smooth compared to the previous settings, and FPS has increased to from 20 to 35, I would say 30ish. And see, people who uses this feature fidelity FX are those who plays the games at 4K. So what if it does not affect much to other objects or other surrounding object, compared to this 1080? You can see that the distance many of the objects, surrounding objects, are pixelated. So that's it for today. If you find this video good, give it a like, subscribe the channel, and turn on the bell notification for further updates.